what I love that you said is it's entertainment. Keep it 100. It's entertainment, and you are also trying to help, but it's primarily for entertainment. So don't act like you really believe all these ideals, everything that you're communicating to these men. Stop acting like you genuinely believe all these things, because you don't. If the red pill simply said it's all of our opinions, a lot of it is jokes, we're not really serious about most of this stuff. Some of it we are, some of it we believe, but most of it is just a little funny. I would have no problems whatsoever.
Right here.
As a woman, how y'all letting anybody gauge your attractiveness or tell you that you're average at best in terms of how attractive you are as a woman?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little anxious, if you know what I mean.
Your generation has been told you can have everything. It's called a pattern interrupt.
Yeah.
You ask me, stay away.
Say my name.
You should get to a point where you don't gotta watch Pearly Things anymore, because you have your husband. You are a wife. And my problem is these guys have repeat customers every single day for multiple years. How is the same guy watching your content? How is the same guy going through that same BS? How is the same guy, like, come on. There should come a time in the day where people should graduate from you. Know why? Know why?
I don't know.
They're the victim. When I'm always going at the red pill stuff, I'm not trying to pick a fight with any individual creator, which is why when they do reaction videos with me, I never talk about them. I never respond, because they don't exist to me. What I'm obsessed with is that guy you described. There's some people who do not want to be helped. They want to complain. They want to whine. They want to see you destroy women. They want to see everybody else destroy women, but they don't want to change. They don't want to improve their lives. They don't want to level. They don't want this stuff. And that is the stuff that disgusts me. But what pisses me off is those other guys who are doing the same things the year after year. I'm like, you're too old for this, but you're in your 50s, this old? Come on, man, that's ridiculous. And to me, that's where it's like, you're either naive and you don't know what's going on, which I don't believe these people are that dumb, or you're intentionally deceiving these men and leading them down an unhealthy path, especially when you're not even living that life.
He says it's like the tools that he gives men.
Let's move on from him.
And you can do what
Let's
you
move
want
on from him, because I don't want him to.
But this isn't your interview.
Huh?
Okay, this is.
I just know my rule of thumb is I know how certain people act. That you mention their name is like freaking like mention Bloody Mary, they're gonna pop up in the mirror. I don't want. I want to focus on you and me, conversation, other people, other content creators.
Say my name.
Let's not talk about it, but you keep on going. Like it's literally like reading Dr. Seuss and reading something like Hamlet. It's like night and day difference.
And by the way, we know damn well who he's talking about. Who else?
Say my name.
Let's be honest here. Who else? Who else has a book out there? If that's the interpretation you have, I would presume that you've read those fracking books. I will bet you money that you would not be able to pass a polygraph test when I ask that question. Have you read The Rational Man? I smell fear.
I want people to be healthy.
So
my advice is
Stay away.
This is where it all began.
I never talk about them. I never respond, because they don't exist to me. What I'm obsessed with is that guy you described.
Say my name. Police come around. That's when I saw the true face of fear.
Let's move on from him.
And you can do what
Let's
you
move on
want
from him,
with
because I don't want him to.
But this.
I smell fear.
Get on your knees.
They beat him, tortured him, right there on the spot. He'd been innocent.
So he's real. The Manosphere ain't a he. It's the whole damn hive.
You ask me?
Stay away. I feel really connected to this story.
God.
Right here in these YouTube streets.
I know how certain people act.
And the legend
You
is,
mention their name.
if we say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, we could summon him.
Pop up in the mirror.
Hell no.
Oh my God! I'm done with this. I'm dying. I can't.
Say his name.
Say my name. Say my name.
Rollo Tomassi.
Black people don't need to be summoning.
Don't say that.
You want to be a part of the story, right?
No.
Is he trolling?
I don't want.
Say his name. Tomassi.
perfectly natural.
He has purpose for you.
Say his name. Tomassi. I smell fear.
The man is so sad. The stories are hurting.
I smell fear. That's what I smell.
Ask someone to do something that I'm not willing to do.
Are you serious? Nigga, come on, Pearly. Oh, man. Hell no, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Emotional damage.
You called it the wife school. I call it the wife academy.
Say my name.
And here we are. Now I'm relatively new to the scene, so I'll try to be brief and not make a word salad. I can understand a lot of the concepts that you were saying when you were just speaking with Just Pearly, but I think there's some things that you should actually consider. You had mentioned to Pearly that
come better, and you're telling me you can get 10 from down off Crenshaw to be on the show.
Who's you can't save. You can't help them. You don't know if those girls could be saved. You have no idea.
Here's the reality. What's gonna happen? You're gonna realize this isn't Coach Carter. You know what I mean? This isn't Lean On Me. This isn't Coach Carter. You know what I mean? This isn't Lean On Me. You want your students to be successful.
and I understand to make it worth your time that you're wanting to focus on those that want to be helped. But to go and blatantly say that 304s don't need help or don't deserve your help is a little arrogant.
How do you know they don't want to learn?
You said that biggest 305.
Yes,
305.
And I've also had the experience or unfortunate experience of mentoring people and it failing. I'll put that video right here. But for you to say they have no business on being on Just Pearly's show if that's what she decides to do, that's none of your business. While painting the greatest picture, while painting the best picture, you have to understand that people are coming from all different backgrounds. And while you may view the individual of having the highest potential, there are those individuals that will squander their talent.
It's also a thing that we haven't brought up is the proper vetting of people on whether or not you're going to pick them up as a mentor. Being someone in a leadership role, you have to be able to not only identify those who have talent, but also are hungry for the drive to actually do. Leaderships at times may give them small tests before even considering a mentorship.
That's such a great point, because you can be a mentor to someone, say, oh, this person has potential, and just realize that they're just going to squander it. Some people squander potential. It happens every day.
Ultimately, it's not your choice, it's theirs. And basically what I surmised out of the conversation that you had with Just Pearly.
I'm being honest with you, bro. Here is my only criticism of female content creators such as yourself.
Okay.
So I feel like you guys are pandering. I feel like you guys are pandering to a certain community of men who freaking it's Pornhub, OnlyFans, Red Pill female content creators are all that gets them going. That gets them excited, right? My belief is that deep down inside, I feel like you're a woman. How in the world do you believe everything a man believes?
It's called empathy. You don't even have to understand the person's experiences. Just try to look at it from a perspective of fundamental feelings. I think most people can agree that everyone's felt happy, sad, pissed off, excited, embarrassed or humiliated, or just pain in general.
The consensus is not good. The consensus on the part of the brothers is that Hafeez got waxed on, waxed off twice in a row.
I don't necessarily think he got waxed on, waxed off. It seems like he has a lot to say, but he's not really saying a lot. But that's okay. You've been reading, you've been taking time to improve yourself, work out, working on your fit. Take a moment and really just relax. Think of what's being said to you. Just take a little bit of time is all.
Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me.
Now, out of the live stream that Just Pearly had, it's about 2 hours and 30 minutes long, roughly. I think the best thing that you said out of that whole thing, after watching it 3 times to make this video, is roughly the last 40 seconds, which I'm going to play right here.
I am not the truth. I am not the prophet. I am a man who likes to read books and share my opinion. My advice to every man and woman out there is find an older person who has the life that you want to have, the family that you want to have, the job that you want to have, the respect that you want to have, and copy their life.
Find someone that is older than you are, that is more successful. As human beings, we want to compare ourselves to others. But what I think is more helpful is to look at other systems, other steps that people have done, find out what their model is, and replicate it. I think you're extremely wise for saying this. But at the same time, the comment that you made in regards to the 23-year-old virgins,
like, let's be honest. Let's stop playing this game. What kind of men are walking away? Is it really the men that women want, the really attractive, handsome, successful men that are walking away? Or is it the 23-year-old virgin who can't have any sex? You say, I'm walking away from women. They walked away from you first.
Emotional damage.
I think you can do better than that. And while the 23-year-old virgins that are out there, they don't need me to defend them, I think that was a really thing to say.
Here we are, born to be kings.
I was debating on whether or not I was actually going to explain this or not, but mainly for my subs and it being a teachable moment is the reason why I'm bringing it up now. The whole lamb chop deal was not meant as an insult, but actually a compliment. When it comes to either personalities or characters, depending upon the topics that are being addressed, in terms of likability, it makes situations more easy to deal with. There's been some talk in regards to how you've gotten so popular and everything, and I don't think it's really that important to as far as why. I think you do an exceptionally good job. I think a lot of it has to do with hard work, effort, obviously good planning, but one thing that very few people consider is likability. Depending upon how you approach it, especially if you don't appear to be aggressive, it's easy to de-escalate certain situations, let's call it that. As far as business, it can be extremely useful. It makes it so you have the ability to make your customers happy. It's actually a very valuable skill. Now for Rollo Tomassi, I am quite familiar with you, however I haven't had an opportunity to listen to a lot of your live streams. I heard actually a very good quote, which I'm going to play right here.
I think marriage is a great idea. It is, here's how I see marriage. Marriage is the formalization of the compromise between women's mating strategy and men's mating strategy. It is a compromise that both men and women have to make in order to invest in that offspring, because if they don't, that offspring dies or it is put at a disadvantage. So is marriage a good idea? Yes. So the way we do it right now is an unconscionable contract. That's what I have said.
Understanding the importance of creating a legacy for yourself, taking the responsibility for your family unit. I think this is an ideal that both Red and Blue can agree upon. And I think this was also a very wise thing to say.
That's plaguing the black community. When asked Candace Owens on the right, if you can ask Dr. Eric Dice on the left, they'll tell you it's fatherlessness, broken families, not enough.
Let me clarify something for you. It's not fatherlessness. It's single motherlessness. 42% of births in the United States are born out of wedlock, and especially in the black community. Conflating the idea of marriage with fatherhood. Men, even in the black community, have never been more involved in the lives of their children than they are today. But we say it's fatherlessness. You know why? Because they're not married.
Some of you black women has been taught the biggest lies in your life. You've been taught that your father didn't love you, but I want you to hear the words. There are many men who love their children as I loved mine. I love mine with all my heart, would give my last blood and my last dollar. But I've been in situations where people have separated me from my own child, separated. And I'm here to tell you it took almost 30 years for me and mine to get back together as one. And now that we are back together as one, I'll never let anybody separate the love from me and my child. That's my oldest daughter.
Now, while we are all content creators, and me being the lowest on the totem pole, I have no spite or grievance towards any of you. You do you. Just imagine what you could accomplish if you work together. Not like that's gonna happen, but I'm just saying. Hey Fish, 1v1 for the next round?
Interesting. Oh, this should be fun. But enough waffling. Let's find out and see. Here, woof woof, as men, yeah.
That's right. Get your lady to some exercise. Y'all should just go be rappers, get into a beef, and then shoot each other.
What are your thoughts? For all my patrons that just recently joined, and for those of you that have been rocking with me in the beginning, I appreciate you sticking around. And remember, you're always welcome here, but we sure as hell aren't for everyone.